Did you?
Yeah.
Did you have any icy roads at all?
No. It was a dry cold. So that means.
There was an amazing video on the internet on YouTube about a bridge accident in Milwaukee, where just one car after another kept sliding around, and there was like 40 cars or whatever that were all damaged to one extent or another. Nobody was killed, thankfully, but anyway, just it's crazy. I don't know that I've ever really. Oh, I have slid on the ice a little bit in North Carolina one time, but that's it. Didn't go far, so that looks scary. What do you do? I mean, if your car is sliding, what are you going to do? You can't stop, right?
Well, you just don't hit the brake, so
yeah.
You kind of have to know how to do it. You just go into the slide and turn into it and all that.
I have an actual topic for you. It's about hyperbole, which I guess we could be offering hyperbole when it comes to discussing the weather a little bit, right? But
yeah, just turn on the weather channel.
But before we do that, and before you talk about the blood situation, there was one thing also, a sports related thing. USA Today had the things they wanted to change in sports, and one of them was to ban tackle football for children under the age of 14. And I just wanted,
I saw this.
What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's people who don't. The people who think that have never probably even been to a practice, right? And I believe that they've never seen the coaches work with the kids. They've never seen the impact that football has on kids, other than 30 years later when you get some people who played football in the 70s, and the game is completely different. I mean, I've coached it. I've coached kids who are under 14. And for a lot of them, it's the best thing that's ever happened to them. It teaches them discipline. It teaches them hard work. It proves that if you work really hard at something, you can get better at it. It gives them a chance to take out some of the aggression they may have. I think that football makes a major impact on people's lives, and I've witnessed it, and I think that's pure ignorance for people to say that.
So if you read the whole article, and I didn't print it up, so I can't really read an excerpt from it, but if you read the whole article, what I was thinking was the writer is basing his opinion, or maybe her opinion, I don't remember, on a movie. Because they're talking about how a coach can be a benevolent coach, a kind coach, and he teaches his young men to be gentle with each other as they tackle each other. And then there's the evil coach who's going to send the team, and that's the one you have to worry about because he's going to tell the kids to go ahead and crash your head into the other guys. And I'm thinking, that sounds like a movie script. It doesn't sound like what really happens.
Again, I really and I firmly believe that there's this huge agenda that's against football, and I mean I think the NFL has issues, but I also know that the game of football has a. I mean, my son played. My son started playing when he was 12, and it's helped him a lot. He now understands that things are not always easy. Sometimes you have to fight really hard to accomplish what you want, and you can't put a price tag on that. I'm sorry. I read, and these are coming out. I read one that was in the Boston Globe. I read that, and it just kind of makes me mad. So I just think it's sad because people don't understand what that fully means and what the game of football means.
And the age of 14, I don't know. I think this is true for me, and I witnessed it with Alex too. At 14 was kind of like the transitioning time, and that's when you stop being a complete. I mean, you don't become a man overnight, so it starts happening around 14. So if you haven't already been doing that, and at 14, all of a sudden you can do that. I don't know. It's kind of crazy to say you can't play.
It most certainly is.
You can't play football the way other people play football until you reach 14. That just seems weird to me. That's
correct. And again, it's. Oh, well, they could play flag, and I've coached flag. Flag is a recreational sport. You don't have to train. You don't. If you let down your teammate, he's not going to get embarrassed. The teamwork aspect of football is like nothing else. It's all 11 guys on the field have to do their job and do their job well. And there's no other sport that can teach that. I've coached basketball, I've coached baseball, and I've coached it all. And there's no place to hide on the football field. And I think it's my son doesn't play anymore, but I wouldn't be afraid of him playing right now in high school.
All right, so I do have a quote from the article, and the person who they are quoting is the co-founder and CEO of the Concussion Legacy Foundation.
Sure. And
the person's name is Chris Nowinski, so I still don't know if that's a man or a woman. But anyway, so this is the quote. Ready? The kids don't lose anything in this situation. There's no safety issue that's known. There's no football development issue that's known. No child's being recruited off their 5th grade film. So you end up with healthier children still playing football, just fewer seasons of tackle. That's the opinion.
So when you're 14, that means you're in 8th grade. All right. So by the time when you go into 9th grade, the coaches expect you to know the very fundamental basics of football. They expect you to know how to tackle. Mm-hmm. They expect you to know the route tree. The route tree you can learn in flag football. But you can't learn how to block. You can't learn how to tackle. And you can't learn how to be tackled. That's a really important aspect. You have to know how to, let your body go so that you don't get hurt. So I can't disagree with that more.
Yeah, I can't. I'm with you too. I don't know. I mean, the idea of a concussion possibly could be averted with the right training, as opposed to not allowing them to have tackle football at all. So. And
once you have a concussion, you're almost done for the season. So, we had a kid who got a concussion and he didn't play again because you have to, and we take that very, very seriously.
Yeah. Well,
he still showed up for practice but he could not play, he could not suit up. So that's a big deal for us, for the coaches. The coaches I've never met a coach who's a win-at-all-cost coach. Because every one of them's got a child or had a child that played football, and they understand the dangers, and they're not going to put that child at risk for the rest of their life.
That's what I was thinking too.
I've seen parents argue with the coaches about, oh, my kid can play, and it's like, you go get a note from the doctor that clears them, and then I'll let him play, and that's the rule. So once you go to a doctor, it's completely out of the coach's hands. And that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, the so-called evil coach that was referred to in the article sounded more like the author of the article. I don't know if it was a guy or a girl, lady. Was channeling. Let me use that word. The guy from the Karate Kid. Remember the bad guy, the bad coach?
Oh yeah,
Cobra Kai.
I don't know.
The sensei guy.
I feel like that's what I was picturing in my head when the article was talking about the evil coach. I was picturing that guy.
We talked to him, Martin Cove.
Yeah, we
the evil coach.
To the actor. Yeah.
Well, he's back on the new series on they call it Cobra Kai.
Oh, I did hear that.
YouTube.
Yeah.
He's back. So, and by the way, if you haven't watched that, you watch like the Karate Kid, you'll love it. It's fantastic.
Oh, really? It's on YouTube?
Yeah. Yeah. It's on, but you have to pay for it. It's on the paid side of YouTube.
YouTube Red, right? Is that what they call it? YouTube Red?
Yeah.
Every time I go on YouTube, they ask me if I want to subscribe. Nope. No thanks. No,
we got
I don't mind the ads. I'll watch 30 seconds to watch this video of a panda seeing a rock for the first time.
Oh, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I do that too. Did you look at that video?
I did, yeah.
Was that funny? Did you find it funny?
It was cute. Yeah,
it was cute.
Good.
Yeah, it was.
Liked it.
If you haven't seen that video, everybody else, if it's, in the forest we have an animal sanctuary. And do you remember the name, Robin?
The Forest Animal Rescue.
They are going to be adopting 2 red pandas, which are cute animals, but a funny video. And they're the ones who told me about it. You go to YouTube and look up "Red Panda Sees Rock." That's all you need to do, and you'll find it. A red panda sees a rock for the first time in its enclosure, and it's like, "Whoa, what is that?"
And they look like
it's almost like he wants to fight it.
Right.
It's all big. It's good. It's a good video. No doubt about it.
But those pandas look like raccoons and not the fluffy black and white pandas that you think of. It's pretty amazing.
They're much smaller.
But they do eat bamboo, so
Yeah.
I guess that's part of how they categorize animals. I don't know. All right, let's see. How is the blood supply? And then we'll talk about hyperbole.
We're kind of right where we're at. We're at a 3-day blood supply, so we've kind of had a really good couple of days in Alabama. People responding to the tornadoes, but we right at a 3-day right now. We'd like to be at a 7-day. So just get out there, give the gift of life, and donate blood.
They said, by the way, there was a report this morning that said yesterday's Mardi Gras was very mild. Like there weren't a whole lot of incidents that the police reported, and the people weren't that rowdy. I guess we're starting to behave ourselves more than we used to.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what? I really believe, and I have a lot of. Obviously, I have a lot of friends in Mobile, which is the home of Mardi Gras.
Right,
Don't
right.
let anybody fool you. And what's happening is it's becoming an older and older crowd. The younger crowd hasn't really embraced the generation.
Oh, really?
Whatever the millennials haven't embraced it. So I'm not surprised that it was tamer. They've said that over and over. Like the clubs that put together the floats and everything are getting older and older and older.
Oh, is that right? Well, that might explain everything. Yeah. I'll just give you the beads. Don't you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't really need to see them. That's fine.
I'm fine. I'm good. All right. Palm Garden of Ocala. Thank Palm Garden because they sponsor Galen's daily announcements to remind us that if we don't donate blood, then there is no blood supply. So it does kind of fall on us. It is our responsibility. If you want somebody in the hospital to get out of the hospital, and blood is what they're going to need, there's no other way to get it other than from volunteers who donate blood. So if you can get a chance, go over to Palm Garden and thank them. Take a tour. They are a skilled nursing, health, and rehabilitation center. They're at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. And even if you don't need them right now, it'd be a nice thing to do to take a tour. Plus, you might be invited to a party. Maybe you don't need them, but they've got some pretty nice food there, and usually serve some nice drinks. And usually sometimes they have on Christmas time they have a guy with an accordion, a girl with a mandolin. It's not your cup of tea, I know, but they have other better musicians there too. No comment from Galen or Robin. Okay, I'm just going to keep talking. Penn Flooring also.
We'll talk during your commercial.
That's right. They're paying for it.
Penn Flooring. Go to Penn Flooring and see what they can do to make your home or office more beautiful from the floor up there at 1201 Southwest 17th Street here in Ocala. All right. So I got to tell you about the word hyperbole first before I tell you about the examples. Ready? I pronounce it hyperbole.
Oh.
For a long time, until a guy told me I was pronouncing it wrong. That guy's name was Galen Unold. So forevermore, Galen, when I see the word hyperbole, I think of you. You have been associated with that word because of that day. So all those years ago, back before your voice changed. All right.
Still waiting for that, by the way.
All right, here's some hyperbole people use all the time. I'm so hungry I could eat a horse.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
She's as old as the hills.
There you go. We've heard that before.
I like this
Okay.
one. I literally walked 1,000,000 miles to get here. Whoa.
Yeah.
Now that's hyperbole right there. She can hear a pin drop a mile away.
Wow.
I died of embarrassment.
Oh, yeah.
You like that one?
I
Sure.
do.
Now, when I was a kid, I heard this next one, and I really was scared. He's as skinny as a toothpick. I was thinking, oh, God.
That's the story of my life right there.
I hope he doesn't come here. That's going to be scary.
My son was screwing up. He told me this the other day. He had been saying, play it by year.
Oh, by
And I'm like, what?
Oh, Y-E-A?
I'm like, what? He goes, by year? He goes, yeah, I thought it was by year. I'm like, it's by ear. And he goes, yeah, why didn't you ever tell me that? I'm like, trust me, son. If I had heard you say that, I'd have told you were wrong.
It's your fault. It's the parents' fault.
Yeah. He's like, well, I'm like, why would you even think of that? He goes, I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, that's not good.
Can you play anything by ear?
Yeah, I think you can play a lot of things by it.
No, you.
Like,
Can you play anything by ear?
No. You mean like an instrument? No.
Anything. Yeah, anything. I can play
No.
everything by ear.
I've
I'm right?
got no skills.
Robin knows this. I can pretty much play everything by ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have to. It helps to look at the notes, but I don't really need them if I know the song well enough.
Exactly.
I can't play any instrument.
Do your children play anything?
None. They one of them can't even clap in time. So.
Yeah, but play by ear goes beyond playing an instrument. It's like
give me an example of where
everyday life.
Yeah, but give me an example of where that expression makes as much sense as it does in the music world. Mm-hmm. I know it's used.
No, you're right, Larry. I agree with you.
Well, you can say, we think my brother's coming today at 10, but we're not sure, so we're just going to play it by ear.
Okay, play it by ear. Now, that's an easy thing to do, to just wait to see what your brothers are going to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we going to do for vacation? I don't know. We'll play it by ear. Well, that's kind of easy to do.
Right, you just kind of go somewhere.
But sit at a piano and say, can you do Beethoven's Fifth by ear?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, you can. I can't.
I can.
I know. That's what I said. I said you can. I wasn't being facetious.
All right.
It's a real
You can
skill.
do it. Larry can sit down and all of a sudden he's a master of the keys or the master of the guitar.
I don't know that I'm a master, but I can play it by ear. All right, here's where we go. It's raining cats and dogs. No, it's never done that before.
Not legally.
I like this one. New York is the city that never sleeps. I hated this thing. I used to hear that all the time. I go, what are you talking about? It's sleep. I'm always sleeping in New York. I think I slept all the time.
Yeah.
Because those were the years when I was a kid. And, you go to... I'd go to bed at 3, wake up at 10 at night, and be up all night long.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. He runs faster than the speed of light. Whoa.
That would be fast.
Flipper can swim faster than lightning. Whoa.
That's in the song. It must be true.
It is. It must be true if it's in the song. Let's see. That is the easiest quiz in the world. The easiest quiz in the world. Good morning. Oh, do you need help? Oh, you need Robin? We need Robin to leave the room again, Galen.
Not good.
Oh, wait a minute. This one isn't hyperbole. This is sometimes true. It's so hot you could fry an egg on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I've seen. That's a real possibility.
I do think you can do that one. That's not really hyperbole. That's a good one. Okay, we should test that one. He has the memory of an elephant. I thought elephants had good memory.
They do. I think that means he's got a good memory, right?
That's what I would think, yeah.
I think that's a compliment.
I can't live without you. Yes, you can.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
Can live. I had to walk to the ends of the earth to find this.
Well, that seems like a long way. I guess he's a flat earther.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Oh, when Robin comes back in here, I got to ask her to tell you the story about... there was 2 headlines about a lady named Head. I got to get her to tell you that story. There was 2 different headlines. It's kind of a funny story. Let's see. I thought that lecture would never end. Well, that's true. You sometimes think it will never end.
That's true.
Oh, my gosh.
That's fact. That's fact right there.
When Alex graduated from the university in Gainesville, the college, oh, my gosh, I thought that guy who was speaking was never going to stop. And I was
that boring?
I was texting Alex, and I could see where he was, and he would laugh every time he saw one of my texts. I kept sending him, oi, 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 oi. When is this guy going to stop?
That's a good moment. That's a good memory. See, that's how phones enrich our lives. Because you could have never done that before. Phones, right?
Right, yes.
That's a memory that you'll always have.
Yeah.
People, it's evil. No, not always. Not always.
Yeah, that's true. I like that. I like that viewpoint, yeah. Let's see. I'm drowning in work. Well, you might be.
I've done that.
You might be drowning.
I think we've all been where you're just like overwhelmed and I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah, absolutely.
The world is going to...
Sometimes you have to be. You've got to find your limits.
Yeah. The world is going to hell in a handbasket.
Yes. I think we've all seen that before.
Have you ever seen a handbasket, by the way?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I saw one time at the cemetery. Listen, this is absolutely true. I was visiting the grave where my father, mother, and sister are all buried, and my grandparents, and somebody had left a basket there, like an Easter basket. And I thought, well, somebody's going to hell. There's a handbasket waiting for
oh my gosh! Did you remove it? Did you?
No,
it wasn't on your family's grave. It was just on somebody else.
It was a ways away. Yeah, I didn't see it until I was driving away. But I was like, holy cow, somebody's going to hell. Look at there. It's a handbasket.
Got to get that out of. Let's get this out of here.
Robin was with me. Remember we saw the handbasket at the cemetery?
Oh, yeah, we did. We did. That was kind of scary.
Yeah, somebody's going to hell. Where does that come from?
Yeah.
All right, I told Galen.
Scary? I wouldn't have thought of it scary, but okay.
Well, it's empty.
It's empty, yes. It's going to be built.
It was empty.
So, all right, Robin, tell Galen.
Would it be scarier if there was somebody in it?
That would be really scary. Yeah,
I mean,
first of all, he'd have to be a leprechaun to fit in it.
Yeah.
For their ashes, or their soul, or something.
Oh my God. Robin, tell Galen the story. Yesterday, there was 2 news items on your phone from 2 different news agencies with 2 different headlines about a lady who got in trouble, and her name was Head.
Yeah, exactly.
What was that story?
Her name was Head, and she was arrested for giving head to a fellow, and that was one story.
I thought it was offering to get out of trouble.
Yeah, because she had to get out of trouble, and so the next story was that there was some kind of crash, and because of the crash, she was trying to get out of trouble. There, nothing about the word head in it anywhere.
It was funny how one story played on the name and the other one didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that in the Villages?
Yeah, that was after Larry the Giant Alligator story.
Did you hear about this? Galen, have you heard about this?
No, I haven't.
In the Villages, there's a story that is made national news that they have an alligator down there they're calling Larry the Giant.
I think you should get him for copyright.
Oh, my God. All right. Galen, where's the Bloodmobile today?
Hey, Bloodmobile today, Larry, is at the Walmart over in the Shores again. So please come by, see us, get the life, donate blood.
Go donate blood. There is no blood supply if we don't get up and go give blood. So, Have you been to the mall yet since we have this new beer garden open up over here?
No, my neighbor went by it. I've seen it. I saw where it was going to be, and it's kind of weird if you're sitting there drinking a beer in front of everybody. I thought they would have a little... Right? I thought they would have a wall.
I wondered that, too. I don't know. I don't drink beer, but I wondered if that would be an issue for people.
Yeah, but it's the same thing if you go downtown Ocala and sit outside of Harry's and you're drinking a beer or a mixed drink. To me, it's the same thing, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there are people, you kind of expect that. You don't expect to walk through the mall and look at the town drunk sipping on a beer.
Town drunk. All right. Well, be careful wherever you go today. Thank you for what you do, and stay warm. It's going to warm up. You're welcome back to Florida.
Yeah, thank goodness. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
You're a week and 2 days away from a cruise, too. That's exciting.
I am so ready. So ready. You have no idea.
All right. Thank you again. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Bye, all.
Bye.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen testifies in Congress today about a surge of immigrants at the border.
They're seeing a 300% increase in the number of family units apprehended this year compared to last year. Overall, apprehensions are up 97% along the southwest border.
Fox's Griff Jenkins in Washington. Former New York City Mayor and billionaire Michael Bloomberg says he will not run for president.
He did say he feels President Trump is a threat to our country and said Democrats must put up a candidate in 2020 who can defeat the president and bring the country back together. He said he decided not to spend the next 2 years talking during a campaign and spend them rolling up his sleeves and working. He also used his op-ed to announce a new initiative to take the country to a total clean energy economy.
Fox's Colonel Scott in New York. A United Nations report finds food production in North Korea at its lowest level in a decade, with millions starving. This is Fox News.
Pros know getting the next job means doing this one right. Lowe's is here to help with brands you need to power through any job. Shop the largest assortment of Bosch power tools, including the new Core 18-volt battery platform and 12-volt powered laser level. Plus, stop in now during Bosch Tool Days and save up to 30% off select Bosch power tools and accessories, including a Bosch 12-volt Max 2-tool combo kit with 2 batteries for just $129. Whatever it takes to do the job, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 3/13. See store for details. U.S. only.
For professional staffing, there's only one name you need to know. Robert Half. Robert Half